Okay, what is up, traders? What's up, tycoons? Today's video coming at you guys with a viewer request update on LTC. What we're going to do is break this down on the daily chart, and there's two scenarios that I'm tracking right now. We're going to go over the three major retracement levels. We're also going to go over the MACD and the relative strength index so that you can learn how to use these to your advantage and spot possible entries and exits and really further understand price action. So make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll go ahead and jump straight into it. So what we're looking at currently, as the market has gone pretty bullish, altcoins have been exploding, and we're going to see if this momentum can continue in LTC, right? So specifically, I'm tracking to see if we're going to be able to get a 5-wave impulsive move to the upside, right? So we have our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. That's our bullish scenario, right? Especially on a much shorter time scale. If we zoom out, okay, there is a possibility that we're in a much larger ABC move to the downside, right? We have our A wave down here to our lows. We have a healthy retracement up, and we could be getting a continuation to the downside. So I'm going to break down what needs to happen for both of those scenarios to play out so that you really understand what's going on. The first thing we need to do is break down these three levels: the 61.8, the 50%, and the 38.2. These are done using the Fibonacci retracement tool. And what you see is nothing moves in a straight line up or a straight line down. What you do is you get a move up, a retracement, and then a continuation higher, or you get a move down, retracement, and a continuation lower. Now, you can spot a reversal once you break through those retracement levels, right? So if we get a move up and then we come down, consolidate a little bit, and then break through our retracement levels, that's a reversal. Same thing with the downside. We come up and we consolidate a little bit, and then we're actually able to break through, we can spot a possible reversal. So again, taking a look at it, right? We have our move down right here, a big move to the downside. All right. Then from there, from connecting our swing high down to our swing low, we have three major retracement levels, right? So all of this move to the upside is perfectly healthy for a retracement to continue lower, right? Now, if we break through these three retracement levels and these levels of resistance, we can get a move to the upside, and it would be a 5-wave move targeting right around anywhere from about 120 all the way down to about 110. Okay, so that's going to be our bullish price targets if we're able to get this 5-wave impulsive move to the upside. Now, a great visualization, just so you guys can understand how this works, is you can use the fib retracement tool on, a larger scale or the smaller scales, right? So here's a really great example of us holding the retracement levels and continuing the trend. We have our swing low down here connected up to our swing high. We have this move to the upside. We retrace exactly to the 61.8. We find support here, and then we push up higher. And now we've started a 1, 2, 3. So technically, this 3-wave right here that we're in currently should continue upwards and head up to about 98.58. But we know that we're also within the three major retracement levels of resistance, right? So 87.51, if you look, it's been resistance for about 3 or 4 days right here. It's a really, really strong resistance level. So now is a great time to use some caution and, maybe protect your trade a little bit if you're riding some of this momentum to the upside. What we want to be cautious of is going to be our MACD down here. So I'm going to explain what a buy signal and what an exit signal is on the MACD. If we zoom in some more, right, what we can see is there's a red line and a white line. So this red line here, when it crosses below the white line, that's going to be a MACD sell signal. Now let's look. That happened right over here. And what do we get? We got a sharp pullback on LTC. Okay. Now you can also use it for a buy signal, right? Over here, we got the MACD buy signal. And if we take a look, this is when we started this wave 3 move to the upside. So, it's a very useful tool, especially on the daily time frame, which is the time frame that we're looking at right now. The MACD is most effective on the daily, but you can use it on the weekly as well and other time frames too. So what we need to be cautious of, okay, if we want to see continued upwards momentum, is we don't want to see this MACD red line cross below the white line. Because again, there's a potential that we could see what happened previously where we got the MACD sell signal and we had a sharp move to the downside where we went from 76 all the way down to 61. So be cautious of that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to look at is going to be the relative strength index, which this measures relative strength of a token at its given price. So what we see here is we have what's known actually as a little bit of a bearish divergence. So if you're not familiar with that terminology, don't be frustrated. Let's just take a look right here. Okay, so what we have is we have a high right here. Okay, so we have a high at this point, and if you take a look, we have a high at this point on the relative strength index as well. Now from there, what do we end up doing is we've just created a higher high. So the relative strength index should mirror this uptrend, right? Clearly we're in an uptrend, we're making a high and then a higher high. But what we've done is we've actually made a high and a lower high. This is a term known as bearish divergence, indicating that we may see some type of bearish activity in the future. Now, just to give you guys a great example of it happening in the past, take a look right here. So we have a high, we have a lower high right here. And if we take out our circle right here, we can see we have the high, and then we also have a higher high right here as well. And look what happened shortly afterwards, right? So we had the high, we had the higher high, we had the high, we had the lower high right here. And if we even really just kind of extend this drawing a little bit, right? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's extend this out. So, you know, if we take this, you can see that we actually held this as a very nice resistance trend line on the RSI. And once we broke through it, that's when we actually reversed the bearish divergence, right? And broke through the bearish divergence trend. And if we zoom back in on the MACD, right, and make the MACD bigger, look what happened there. Both things are aligning. So we have the MACD crossover right here, crossing upwards. We broke through the divergence trend line right around there as well. So that's good signs, right? That's what we want to see. Now, all I'm saying is that we need to be a little bit cautious because we do have a slight bearish divergence forming, right? We have the high, we have the higher high, we have the high, we have the lower high. So not only do we have this major resistance level at 87.51, we do have a bearish divergence. So we could end up getting some type of a pullback, but we really want to hold above 76.54 and ultimately break through these retracement levels to try to get our reversal and really start the reversal. Remember, if we would have broke through these levels right here, we would have gotten a reversal, but instead we held the retracement levels and continued up higher. If we zoom out, remember on the larger time frame, we need to break through our major retracement levels of resistance. After this large move to the downside, we're having a healthy retracement upwards. We need to break through these levels and come up here to our wave 5 target of about 110 to about 120. If we can get somewhere in this range, then we have a good chance of starting a possible reversal. So that's really all the scenarios that I'm looking at right now on LTC. That's everything that you need to be aware of. It's the 3 major retracement levels using the Fibonacci tool, the 61.8, the 50%, and the 38.2. You need to pay attention to the MACD. Look out for the red line crossing below the white line. That's going to be an exit signal. And then pay attention to this bearish divergence. If we can break through this trend line, right, just as we previously did in the past, that could be a good sign of some further bullishness in the future. Now, none of this video is financial advice. This is all just, you know, a viewer request, breaking down the key levels and giving you guys both scenarios to the upside and the downside. If you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel, and you may enjoy one of these next videos as well. So click on those.